Welcome, it's Theta here. This is the meditative state section of Akasha Plane. Today's topic is body position while meditating, but before we get into that topic, I would first like to apologize for my hiatus from YouTube. I'm so sorry, I had a lot of things going on, crazy things, and I needed to address them before I got back to this. So I'm so sorry if any of you were expecting this video sooner, but I will have more videos coming out more rapidly, and more so on a weekly basis. Okay, so let's get into the topic of body position while meditating. This is an important topic because your body position dictates how your flow goes, as well as a few other important things. The first important thing you need to know about meditating positions are you need to be comfortable without being too comfortable, as well as having good alignment. Now, I use the word alignment instead of posture because posture elicits an overcorrection response, which makes you uncomfortable, which then makes you need to adjust, thus taking you out of your meditative state before you even get into it. Although meditation is not the time to concentrate on the topic of alignment, I bring it up because your spine, if it's not in good alignment, can cause a lot of tension in your lower back, which causes the energy to get stuck there. I don't want to get into the topic of energy getting stuck in certain areas of the body because my colleague Omni will get to that. Yeah, and I will also have a separate video, a quicker video, on ways to release your spine and such. So one of the things I have a huge problem with meditators is that generic meditation position. Because I really looked at those people in my practice. I looked at them like cross-legged, fingers like this, eyes closed. And I'm like, even some of them go to the extent of humming, which is not that bad generally, but I look at them and I'm like, what are they doing? Let's start with the very first thing you see first, their eyes closed. Now, although it's great to have an imagination, it's great, really, it's the best thing ever. However, having an imagination while doing your energy work is not the best idea. Because first of all, closing your eyes can put you in a sleep state, a delta state, which gets you nowhere near the theta state. First of all, and you're not, and really, if you try to explain to someone what you see while meditating, sometimes they will think you're crazy. So, please, keep your eyes open. So, that's my first thing. The next thing about that meditation, although it's again not general, well, it's generally not incorrect, but it needs to be corrected a lot. The principles behind it are good, but the way that people execute it are just deplorable, almost deplorable. So I would like to give you a little anecdote of my life. So when I go to the doctor's office, I'm guilty as much as anyone else is of crossing my legs before they take my blood pressure. They ask me to uncross the legs. Why? Because if you cross your legs like this, and that actually constricts blood flow to the heart, making your heart need to pump harder, and thus giving you an inaccurate blood pressure reading. The same concept applies to energy work as well, because if you cross your legs like this, it will actually cause a kink in your energy, which makes it near impossible to get a good flow going. This energy flow is important when you're doing very hard stuff, like my colleague will teach you. Another thing that meditators do that irks me a bit is when they keep their fingers together like this. Well, it irks me a lot a bit, because they are trying to invoke the Ankh effect. Well, you might ask me, what is the Ankh effect and why does it benefit me, or how does it benefit me? Glad you asked. The Ankh effect is when you curve your energy back around and bring it in. To put it simply, you just bring your energy in and out of yourself. We will give you several ways to do this, among other similar things, in the energy series later on. This concept benefits the user by increasing energy flow, the volume, and speed of your energy. But the concept of putting your fingers together like this is trying to serve the purpose of connecting your wrist chakras together, but when done in that manner, it backfires so badly. Now, if you would imagine for a moment, a small child is about to stick a paperclip into a wall outlet with both ends going into the same plug slot. So, let's say this is a plug slot, this is the kid, it's about to do this. Naturally, you stop the kid from doing that. But why? As a person with experience, who is potentially a little bit older, if that kid does not get electrocuted because the energy has nowhere to go but into them, it will cause a fire inside the wall. Because electricity does not want to flow back into itself directly. It wants to be used and then flow through other pathways. So, the contrasting directions of going in and out of the energy actually causes the, I'm using energy for place of electricity, but it causes the energy to do this, basically, causing a spark, which then causes a wall fire, which wreaks absolute havoc on your home. However, luckily, there is such a thing called a circuit breaker, which prevents that damage from happening. But that is what happens when you connect your chakras, or try to connect your chakras like this, because basically what you're doing is you're taking your wrist chakra, which is right about here, and you're having it flow into itself, causing your energy basically to do the same kind of freak out. Now, why does this cause that? Because usually there's a finger, usually it's this one. From my personal experience, I like this one. So my energy goes out this finger, and the way energy flows, it's not supposed to go back into itself. Definitely a big no-no. So what it does, it goes out and out into the universe, or wherever it goes, or wherever you want it to go. So if you short that circuit out, it makes your energy freak out, thus giving you just problems down the line when you're trying to do other energy-based things. But thankfully, there are ways to fix it, which Omni will get into later. And, well, really, if you have done it in this form, you basically, most likely, shorted out your energy if you were trying to do an energy meditation that way. But then you might ask, well then, if energy is not supposed to do this, then how is it supposed to flow? Glad you asked. The way energy is supposed to flow is from one ankle chakra to the opposite wrist chakra. So left goes to right hand, and right ankle goes to left hand. So basically almost like making an X. Because energy, when you're doing things like toroidal field meditations, which I will get into later, tends to want to flow out from the ankles and into the wrists. Now, the way I tell beginners to start having their energy flowing is I tell them to have their feet like this so their legs are not crossed and it's basically like a big open space, and have them grab their right ankle with their left hand and their left ankle with their right hand. So basically it eliminates the need to fidget or the need to do something with their hands if they are like a handsy person or a talking with their hands type of person. So not only that, it also trains your energy to connect in that manner, thus making it easier to connect your own energy that way consciously. So eventually, once you have mastered this concept and understand it, you will definitely be able to take on the more difficult meditations I will be getting to later in the series. Well, really, that's all I have time for right now. If you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the comment section or email me. Also, be sure to subscribe, like, share, and stick around. We'll have more videos coming out within the weeks to come. More likely on a weekly basis. See y'all next time. Peace, love, hope, Theta out.